Hi, my name is Robin Wong, and there are two reasons why I'm here at Matti Sulanto's YouTube channel. Number one, to share some dirty secrets about my friend Matti, and number two, to share the reasons why I'm ditching Micro Four Thirds and I'm switching over to this Nikon Z system. Let's do this! Before we dive in, here are some important disclaimers. This Nikon Z5 is not my camera, it's borrowed from my friend Matti Sulanto. And yes, Matti has secretly switched to Nikon system. He told me how much he hates Sony mirrorless, but he particularly hates Sony colors. He said it was very difficult to edit Sony colors in post-processing, especially to balance natural looking skin tone. And he also said that Sony is not a real camera maker, unlike Canon and Nikon. These are traditional camera makers. Sony cameras, they don't have soul. He doesn't enjoy using Sony cameras. So I took this Nikon Z5 from Matti. I thought I'll just bring it out for some shutter therapy sessions, and I'll share my thoughts about this Nikon Z5. This is not a review of this Nikon Z5 camera. This was launched 4 years ago, so whatever that needs to be said about this camera has been said, and they're all available online. But I do want to share my experience shooting with this camera, the things that I like and dislike. Let's start with the things that I like. I really love that despite this camera being an entry-level budget mirrorless full-frame camera, it has dual card slots. I can put 2 SD cards, which means if I were to use this for some serious shooting, I do have a backup capacity in this camera. The second thing that I like about this Nikon Z5 is the 5-axis image stabilization. Unlike Canon or any other camera manufacturers, their lowest level full-frame mirrorless cameras do not have image stabilization built into the camera. The 5-axis IS is rated for about 5 stops effectiveness in this Z5, and to me that's very important. I can drag my shutter speeds a little bit slower, and it can definitely boost my confidence in nailing my shots. The third thing that I really like about this Nikon Z5 is the autofocus performance. It has the human face and eye detect autofocus built into the camera. I've tested that in my recent portrait shooting, and I found it to be very, very effective. It can track the face and eye while the human subject is moving, and the tracking is very effective. I nailed my shots almost 100%, no problem. And the usual autofocus, the single autofocus performance, the continuous autofocus performance, they are also very reliable. The fourth thing that I really like about this Nikon Z5 is that this camera is weather sealed. Yes, for the lowest level Z series camera from Nikon, this Z5 has weather sealing. It is resistant against splash and dust. That is truly remarkable. And finally, number 5. The reason why I love this Nikon Z5 is that it has a tilt screen. Unlike most flagship level cameras from Canon, from Fuji, from OM Digital Solutions, or even Panasonic that have swivel screen, this Nikon Z5, I know this is not a flagship camera, it has a tilt screen, I think, for photography. This tilt screen is definitely more effective if you want to do low-level photography or high-angle photography for your compositions. The tilt screen is definitely faster to operate. there are several things that I dislike about this Nikon Z5. The video shooting capability is very limited. You are restricted to about 1.7 times crop. If you're recording in 4K, I think that's a no-no. I wouldn't recommend this camera for any video work. Then the burst rate, because this is the lowest level mirrorless system from Nikon, is at about 4.5 frames per second. Those who need super fast burst rate like 10 frames per second or more, this camera is definitely not for you. I don't burst shoot for my images. I usually just click single frame most of the time, so that's not a big problem for me. Overall, I do think that for the asking price of this Nikon Z5, which is very low, it is about 1/3 of the OM1 Mark II. This is a steal. I still get the full advantage of using a full frame system. I can render super shallow depth of field. I have more than 2 stops better dynamic range and high ISO performance than my Micro Four Thirds system. This is still weather sealed. It has 5-axis image stabilization and it has tilt screen, which is better for photography compared to the flagship cameras from Micro Four Thirds system. So I thought, yeah, it is time that I switch over to this Nikon Z mirrorless. There are many reasons why I'm giving up on OM Digital solutions. The cameras have stagnated. Even the latest OM1 and OM1 Mark II, the image quality from these cameras, they're exactly the same with the EM1 Mark II, which was released in 2016, 8 years ago. Same resolution, same dynamic range, and same high ISO performance. I prefer to have progress. I want to have some improvements in the image quality that I'm delivering to my clients. And OM Digital Solutions seems like they are super committed to wildlife and nature photography. I'm not a wildlife shooter. I shoot streets, I shoot documentary, I shoot events, I shoot weddings, I shoot lifestyle, I shoot products. I don't do wildlife and nature, so it seems like it's a bad fit. So if they keep telling me that, well, our camera is for wildlife and you're not a wildlife photographer, you shouldn't be using our camera, maybe I should just give up on them. So in conclusion, I should have listened to my friend Matti Sulanto. He has asked me to switch to full frame and dump my Micro Four Thirds gear. I really regret not listening to him. And oh, look, who is that? That is Matti Sulanto. Let's go and say hi to him. Surprise! Happy April's Fool, guys!
Happy April's Fool. 1st of April.
Yeah, so Matti, have you abandoned your Sony?
Not quite yet. Who knows, maybe in the future that can happen, but so far, no, I'm still using my Sony. And I love the colors, I love everything about my Sony cameras.
So yeah, guys, everything that I said about Matti just now, it was all a lie. And the Nikon Z5 is not Matti's, it's me.
Yes.
I bought the Z5 because I was curious about the camera. And as photographers, we want to play and experiment with different cameras.
And one more thing before I forget, please do remember to check out also Robin's channel. There's an interesting video there.
All right.
Link down below.
I hope you've enjoyed watching this April Fool's episode. If you have, please don't forget to subscribe to Matti's channel, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.